Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Madden 2002 in the Cowboys franchise. We are here further along here in year number 4. Off to a bit of a rough start here. I think we're 1-2 heading into this game here against the Cincinnati Bengals. Dropped a couple games that we probably could have had. A lot of them one-possession games. Got to figure out a way to turn those into victories because still I haven't really talked about so much I guess point or like what I think is going to happen with the series so much in terms of like keeping our jobs. I think another bad season at the helm will probably jeopardize it. I have coach firings on, so the rest of the league gets fired. I assume that means that we also will get fired if we have enough terrible performances. But I think a bad season will definitely probably torpedo a lot of what we do here. So I feel like we need to get back into the playoffs really just to secure our jobs. But that's a long ways away. We're early on in the season here, and we have the Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC North. So trying to focus on different opponents in year number 4 here. I always just focus on division games, so I'm just going to focus on some other opponents. Have some fun here, some cross conference play, get just some road games, see some different stadiums and teams and stuff like that, and I hope it's fun. So we got a young Bengals team here that's got a lot of different pieces here. They've started to rebuild here. They have a new quarterback, and I think Jordan Styles is his name. They have our coach, who I think is Dave Campos, I think would be, but he's just listed as Dallas coach, so I think he's the coach of the Bengals now. That's who they've taken. They have a young Chad Ochocinco, or Chad Johnson still in this game here, of course with Peter Warrick and Corey Dillon as well, and a young Rudy Johnson, but we will see them a little bit later on, because right now we are getting busy on offense with our new look Cowboys, with some familiar faces, like that one right there. Mr. Raggy Ishmael gets a nice pickup for us from Chuck Dunn. So on 1st and 10 now, working in Cincinnati territory. Chuck Dunn out here in the I formation with the boys, going to fake the handoff to Roland Rich, stand firm in the pocket, and fire another one off to the right side, this time to Clark, the tight end, a free agent tight end that we signed this season. Desmond Clark, so he's getting involved in the offense as well. So on a 2nd and 7, we're going to hand off to Roland Rich. He's going to find an opening in a hole and get past the first down sticks here to continue our drive, as Roland Rich has been a huge breakout success so far early on in the season. Been really one of the few things that's worked on our offense, as the passing game has been kind of slow. So on a 3rd and goal now, Cincinnati's offense making us fight for every single inch here and every yard. We're going to hand off to Roland Rich again. There's pressure in the backfield almost immediately, but Roland Rich is able to get outside of it. Still, the Bengals are able to contain him and keep him out of the end zone. So on 4th and goal, we're going to bring out Stuckey here, our drafted kicker, and he is going to try and nail this one through, and he does just that. So 3-0 is going to be your score here in Cincinnati after we take a good bit of time off the clock here on our opening drive. So late in the first quarter, Cincinnati's worked it past midfield here on a 2nd and short. Styles is going to fire this one off to the left side of the field here, and it's going to be a young Chad Johnson hauling that one in and getting brought down out of bounds here, and the Bengals drive will continue. So on 1st and 10 here now for Cincinnati. Styles is going to hand this ball off here to a young Rudy Johnson, who has a huge opening. He's going to get inside the 10-yard line and bounce off of some Cowboy tacklers here before he is finally brought down. So there's a few names in there you can see here. They're all trying to get Rudy Johnson down, and they're struggling to do so. So as time is expiring here in the first quarter on 1st and goal, we're going to hand off to Rudy Johnson. He's going to blow through somebody. I couldn't see who he blew through here. We'll see it on this angle right here. Who'd he blow through? I think it was Dexter Coakley who he blew through. Good Lord. And gets into the end zone. And so Cincinnati's going to score a late touchdown here to take a 7-3 lead heading into the second quarter. So, but we are moving once again on offense, and Chuck Dunn finds, I believe that was Kelly Thompson, our rookie receiver. I think it was Kelly Thompson who hauled that one in. Number 85, Kelly Thompson, I think. Our 3rd receiver on the depth chart here. I think he hauls that one in. So we're going to hand it off to Roland Rich now to try and pick up the rest of the first down, and he is unable to do so as he's brought down short. So we're going to bring up Stuckey again to try and knock home another long field goal, and the kick is up, and it is good. So Stuckey's been pretty automatic here so far for us here in Cincinnati, and a 6-7 game is what we have now after we kill a bunch more time off the clock yet again. So under a minute left to work here on 3rd and 10 for Cincinnati. Styles gets rid of this one just in time as he finds an open receiver down at the sideline. I'm not sure who number 86 is for the Bengals. He might be a new player for them. I'm not sure. They do have a young Ushmanzada on their team, but I think he's number 16. It's something weird like that. But because of the time here, the Bengals are unable to do much after that completion. So they're going to bring out the kicking team. It's Neil Rackers, I think, is the Bengals kicker, trying to knock this one through. And that one looked good from the initial angle, but I think he missed it wide left. I'm not even sure if he had the leg for it. So 7-6 is going to stay the score here after 1/2 of play in Cincinnati. So it's still anybody's game here heading into the third quarter. We really have to finish on offense here and keep playing pretty good defense against the Bengals. So, but here just outside of midfield, they're going to hand off to Corey Dillon, and Corey Dillon's got open space on the edge here, and is anybody going to catch him? It's a foot race. Dexter Coakley in pursuit, and Bryant Westbrook is going to make the tackle here just shy of the goal line. I think actually maybe if you reviewed that, he had to have broken the plane, but they're going to mark him short and not give him the touchdown here. But that was a humongous run over 50 yards from scrimmage for Corey Dillon to get to the goal line here. So on 2nd and goal, the Bengals going to try and punch this one in. They got a tight end in motion. They're going to pitch this one off to Corey Dillon and let him finish what he started on 2nd and goal. And it's going to be a touchdown for the Bengals. So a huge, massive. I think they had a big play to start that drive off initially, and then Corey Dillon just kind of puts the exclamation point on it with the 50-yard pickup and punching it in from the 1. So he does get his touchdown. So now, with the Cowboys on offense, you're going to try and answer back, and it's a huge pickup by Joey Galloway from Chuck Dunn as he drops this one right in the bucket. And I think, again, if you reviewed that, he probably didn't have both feet in, but they're not going to review it, so we're going to keep going. So on 3rd and 10, Dunn's going to drop back here. We need to have it here, keep the drive alive, and he's going to keep it alive as he finds, I think it's Roland Rich. I think it's a running back out of the backfield, and it is. It's Roland Rich who makes the catch here, so he can do both. He can run and catch, and he's going to pick up the first down for us. But it's a long goal to go situation as we're snapping this one from Cincinnati's 10, and Dunn's going to fire this one to the left side, and that was Joey Galloway, I believe, coming out of the end zone trying to make the catch with a one-handed grab, and he could not do it. So 2nd and goal now for the Cowboys here, just under 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter, and the pressure is on to Chuck Dunn. He's trying to run from it. He had all day to throw. As you can see, Roland Rich gave him a little second of time there to get rid of the football, and he just took too long, and Lawton, the fullback, tried to pick up Takeo Spikes here, but he could not. So that's a big sack. Is just, we're going to eat that. So now outside of the 15-yard line, it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 16. Dunn's going to drop back here, needs to take a shot to the end zone, and he does, and he finds Kelly Thompson in the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. That's the first one of his that we've watched. I can't say for certain if that's his first touchdown on the season because we haven't watched every game, but that's definitely the first one that we've seen from him. So we got some big rookies here making some big moves, and that's the other thing about us keeping our jobs, man. When I wrote down the roster for the season, man, like, our roster is pretty much completely constructed by us. It's our rookies and our free agents, which, probably doesn't mean what I think it does, but, it's cool to see them all contributing. So on the 2-point conversion here to try and at least tie it up here with the Bengals, we're going to hand off to Roland Rich, and he is stopped well short of the goal line as the Bengals were all over that play call. So here on the kickoff now, I rarely show kickoffs in my videos. I edit them out, but I only show special teams if there's something worth showing in them. And the Bengals are going to fumble the football, and it's going to be recovered by the Cowboys. So a special teams blunder by the Bengals is not only going to give us the football back, but it's going to give us a prime field position here in the red zone, or just outside of it, rather. So Chuck Dunn fires a ball across the middle, and it's again Desmond Clark here, the tight end, who makes the catch here, the sliding, diving catch to get the first down. So from the 11-yard line, we're going to hand off to Roland Rich. Roland Rich has a couple blocks here on the outside edge, and he's going to get into the end zone here and finally get that touchdown that he's been searching for today, man. He's had himself a pretty productive first 4 games of the season, as you can see on the screen here. He's just going to add it to it. So we're going to go for 2 again here, try and make up for some lost points, and this time the pitch out to Roland Rich is successful, and we do pick up the additional 2 points. So if you're following along, because I've lost track here, but thankfully the third quarter comes to a close. 20-14 is your score here. So we are in the driver's seat heading into the fourth quarter, but Cincinnati with the ball here, they've got plenty of time here. They can still cap this one off here. And when you get big plays given up to Corey Dillon like that, that's the only kind of stuff that you can expect. So both running backs have really gotten involved here for Cincinnati in this game. They haven't really had to rely on the pass game too much. And they're going to go again on the ground game. And Corey Dillon breaking tackles and getting to the outside edge. I don't know how we don't have anyone there to wrap it up. Shakes off, I think it's a Wooden, the free safety. Shakes off of him and finally gets brought down. I mean, just, again, bad defensive breakdown here. No one willing to wrap up and tackle. So it's goal to go here. But we got pressure coming in quick. And I think it's Woodson, the strong safety. They sent him on a blitz here. And Dexter Coakley, I think, made the initial tackle. But Woodson was in there in a hurry. It was a fumble, but the Bengals were able to recover their own fumble, even though we had guys back there. So On the 3rd and goal, Lyle's going to take a shot to the end zone, and number 86 has to come out to get it, and he does, but he's tackled well short of the goal line. So the Bengals are not going to get a touchdown on that 3rd down here, but they could come out and try it on 4th and goal, and they are going to do that because they need to have the points, and they're going to hand this one off to Corey Dillon. He's going to get in, no problem there, no concerns there. And so the Bengals, pending the extra point, of course, will take the lead here with about 4 minutes and some, maybe just under 4 minutes left to play in the game. And just, following the big tackle here, solid blocking up front here. There was nothing that we had that could contest against that. So on a 3rd and 7 here, we got to have it, got to get the first down, and it's a dump off to Desmond Clark, and Desmond Clark shakes off the first tackle, and he's breaking up into open space here in the secondary and gets past midfield. So a play that was pretty much dead to rights, would have for sure been a 4th and short for us, ends up being a humongous pickup and a first down that gets us into Cincinnati territory. So you see the initial catch here and just all the size. Look at that. Just runs away from him, I guess. I don't know what he was doing. We had a different Bengal wear 44 in the Bengals series, so I'm not sure who's wearing it these days, 4 seasons into the sim. So the team's changed quite a bit. So 2nd and 5 now from inside the 45, and pressure's on, and Dunn gets rid of it quick to Roland Rich again, the running back, making things happen through the air. So his receiving stats are not going to be something we really focus on at the end of the season, but in games like this where it's helping, we love it. So on a 3rd and 7 now, coming out of the 2-minute warning just inside the Cincinnati 35, Dunn steps up in the pocket, fires one off to Lawton, the fullback, and he cannot haul it in. So truly a crucial drop that's going to potentially really kind of change the direction of this game, as we're going to have to send out Stuckey to take a go-ahead field goal, and he does nail it through a 41-yarder. So 23-21 is your score. The field goal really doesn't help us in terms of winning the game here, because if Cincinnati can just get a field goal, they will win. So on 3rd and 10, we have a chance here to stop Cincinnati, and it's picked up by Peter Warwick, and thankfully the shoestring tackle here, I think it was, I don't know if it was Westbrook or Jared O'Neal who made the shoestring tackle here, and it was Westbrook. Westbrook made the shoestring tackle to stop Peter Warwick. I mean, because he would have been gone, dude. He would have just been completely gone off to the races, which might have been better, man. We might have at least had some time to answer back, but now the Bengals in position here, running the hurry up, trying to get down into scoring position, and it's a huge throw to Lorenzo Neal, the fullback, who completely mosses Wooden, the free safety. I don't even know how he pulled off mossing Wooden like that. I mean, look at that dude, just lost out there. What happened? And he is brought down, and so now it's another first down for Cincinnati, and they are officially in Dallas territory. They're going to still go with the hurry up. We might see a spike here, but no, they're just going to run a play. Here's the 1st and 10, a minute some change, ticking away, and it's once again Peter Warwick mossing Brian Westbrook on the left side here, just completely dominating in that receiver matchup, and Styles is just going to keep picking it apart as long as we're not going to get any better at it. So on 1st and 10, it's going to be a run play, and Jared O'Neal makes the huge open field tackle on Corey Dillon to keep him out of the end zone. That's a humongous pickup. So timeout's going to get called here with just a minute left to play in the game. They're going to go with Corey Dillon again, this time a little bit more open space, but Wooden does make the tackle here to keep him out of the end zone. Another timeout going to be called. So on 3rd and 2, time is of the essence for both teams. It's both in consideration for both teams. So we need to make a big stand here, and we do not make it as Jared O'Neal gets a not so generous tackle animation for Corey Dillon and drags him into the end zone. The forward momentum brings them both down across the goal line. So Cincinnati's going to score a go-ahead touchdown here late in this ball game, and pending the extra point, they're going to go up 28-23. So, like it or not, they're actually going to go for 2. Cincinnati's going to keep the offense on the field and go for 2, and they do not get it. So, 27-23 is going to be your score heading down into the final minute, the last potential drive here. So, 43 seconds. It's already 3rd and long for the Cowboy offense, as we've been unable to pick up the first down of many that we need to get into the end zone. Chuck Dunn wants the home run ball here, and that one is airmailed out of bounds. Raggy Ishmael in double coverage and had no chance at that football. That was well out of bounds. So Chuck Dunn's clutch element here not really showing. So on 4th and 7, we got to get at least 7 yards, man, at the minimum, and it's thrown across the middle of the field here to Lawton, the fullback, again, and he cannot catch it again as he gets a hand on it. Would have been a difficult catch to make here, but when you get a hand on the football, you got to catch it. That's like football 101. So the Bengals are going to hang on here to their 4-point lead. And 27 to 23 is going to be your score. We're going to drop to 1-3 on the year. The Bengals get back to 500, and we drop one of our out-of-conference games here. Not too many stakes here as far as our season goes, because conference and division games probably mean a little bit more to us. But win-loss record is the most important stat overall, and when you start losing games, things are not looking good. So still bad on third down again. Changing the quarter length has not really fixed that element for us. The sim, it was always bad, and even on the longer quarters, we're still pretty bad on third down. So that might just be a true stat. We just can't really convert on third down very well at all. Chuck Dunn has another pretty bad game here. The completion percentage is really kind of where things get bad. 64 is fine, I'll take it, but 215 yards and 1 touchdown. Really just not moving the offense that well. 62 yards for Roland Rich and a touchdown. Pretty good. Raggy Ishmael leading the charge in receiving, and Roland Rich is behind him. Interesting. And then looking over the offensive line here, and then defensively, Darren Woodson leading the team in tackles, and then, of course, Stuckey has a great game. So coming out of that one, we drop another game to the Eagles here, another one-possession loss, and so we are 1-4 now. So we're going to look at the deadline here. I don't think there's anything we're going to really do for it. There's not too much. I think we have a roster to contend still, so we just got to start winning games. I don't think there's any moves with draft capital or players that we have that we can really make to improve the team, but when we come back, regardless, we will be focusing on this Lions game. The Lions are very good in the NFC, so this is an important game that we need to win in Pontiac in the Silverdome. So I hope to see you guys in Pontiac when we take on the high-powered Detroit Lions.